here we are, another Friday. Now that we have the car back on the road, one of the things that we want to do is check into some things in terms of the drive line. It has a one-piece drive shaft from the driveshaft shop, um, and the cross member was made by Excessive Manufacturing. I bought this little Klein Tools angle meter to be fancy. Well,
Mhm.
yeah, thanks. Yeah, or just watch me struggle, whatever you want to do.
You took it from me.
Which link in the description. If you want to buy one of these cool fancy pants Klein tools, got it on Amazon. Let's power it up here. It's got magnets. So one of the things I want to figure out is what my drive shaft angle is. Um, like I said, the transmission cross member was made by Excessive Manufacturing, and that was made
Remotely.
remotely. So they, wherever they're located, they put that thing together. We had a couple different versions of it because the first one they sent me wasn't really working, and it was a totally custom thing. So I got that back, and on decel, there's just like a vibration, which I've never had a car with a one-piece drive shaft either, so I don't know if that's normal. I don't really know, but that's kind of the thing I'm chasing. The other part of it is I don't know anything about the diff and if that's ever been serviced. I've never serviced it, so I think we can just assume.
Yeah, it could be more Australian surprises.
We're gonna change out the fluid in the diff um, and see what we find there, because I don't think anybody's ever done anything with that. Check out the angles on the drive shaft.
Well, and it's not just the drive shaft. It's the output flange to the input flange, because
Okay.
if they're parallel, the angle of the drive shaft kind of doesn't matter. Um, there's a limit to how far the CV can flex, because it's a CV front and a U joint rear.
Yeah, and I've also
Um,
eliminated all of the flex discs or
right.
guibos.
Yeah.
So those are gone. So the drive shaft had to have a CV in it to account for some amount of vibration. So it wasn't all just completely solid mounted. Um, so yeah, we're gonna get under there, figure that out, see what the angle of the dangle is, and change out the diff fluid.
Right.
Okay, break.
In figuring out what's going on with the drive line and measuring some angles, the most important part is the difference between the output and the input in terms of what the drive shaft is doing. Um, so output meaning the output of the trans, input meaning the input of the differential. So those angles ideally should be parallel, and that is the best thing for the joints, both the U joints and the CV joint in the transmission. Now, the CV joint itself has a limit, but it can soak up a lot. It's a really good joint to have, which is why they put that in here. Um, but more importantly, uh, at this point, we're trying to figure out we're trying to get the transmission essentially level compared to the differential. So we want those two to be matching. So even if one's higher or lower than the other, that's fine. But if you have one tilted up or down compared to the other, that's when you start having some weird kind of out of phase vibrations from the joints that have to take up that angle of difference, difference of angle, whatever. You get the idea. So that was what we needed to measure here. So what I did was I got under there and I zeroed the gauge on the adapter, the Guibo adapter on the transmission. So there's a nice big flat solid CNC Guibo adapter on the output of the transmission where the front part of the drive shaft flange bolts to. So I zeroed it there, then moved back. There's the same type of adapter on the differential. Again, a Guibo adapter, so there's no rubber isolators in this driveline, which could be a big part of the vibrations too. But anyway, then measured the angle of that adapter on the nice big flat surface, so that what I was measuring was the difference between where the output was and where the input was. And that way it didn't matter if the car itself was level, because it was just a reference based on the transmission side. So all I was doing was measuring the difference of the diff based on the trans. And that came out to 2.9 degrees, which is not ideal, but that should be okay. That should be within spec.
All right, so one of the things that we never figured out or addressed in this thing is the rear diff. I don't know. This is Australia fresh. It never looked at it, just drove the car and figured it was probably about time for a fluid change. Obviously, I'm going to get a limited slip here. But what we're going to do is we're going to get the fill plug off first, because Sam is a certified ASC certified mechanic, and he has told me that is the method for this. And this seems like something I have the mechanical aptitude to accomplish. Oh, okay. It's not bad. And let's get this one. Is this a different size? No. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. It's good, but it was really on there. All right, let's see the goods here. Got to see what's even in this thing. Who freaking knows? Oh, hey, that looks pretty nice. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look bad material-wise. I think this looks a little shimmery, but is that kind of normal?
Decent on the shit, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I mean,
Let's get the light.
It almost does look like clutch material, which is not good if it doesn't have a clutch back there.
Do I have a limited slip? Oh, yeah, there you go.
I mean, there's not any big chunks, which is good.
That's the thing, is it looked like shavings to me, but I obviously don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was tapered like that. I thought it was flat. But I mean, could this be RTV or something?
No, no, no. This is metal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hmm. And that fluid is fresh.
Yeah, it looked like good fluid that came out of there. So I wonder if this was just never cleaned off of all the years that it's gotten.
Abused.
Yeah.
Thought you said you weren't laying on your side.
No, I'm relaxing my neck now.
Oh my god.
Can't have this whole quart of fluid fall over.
Didn't know you were right there. Okay. Oh, I gotta man up. This is the most physical activity I've gotten all week. So, the rear diff, I don't know.
Yeah, me either.
It's an open diff. I think it's just the stock one that came with it. It's got some weird stuff on the magnet that we don't know what it is. So,
yeah, the fluid looks pretty good, but with all that metal on the drain plug, I wonder if, I mean, there's no way to tell without pulling the cover off, but I wonder if we got that out and we pulled that cover off, if there's maybe a lot of backlash between the ring and pinion, or who knows, even all the spiders on the inside, those might be all worn. Could even be bearings.
I don't know.
There's definitely, this whole thing started because of the driveline noise.
No.
I kind of feel like a big part of it's the rear end, but I don't know.
Well, the other part of
hard
it
to
too
say.
is that we do have another GS430 rear diff, which has a 326.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always the plan, and it's looking like that will happen sooner than later, just in an effort to see if it makes things better.
And what's this ratio? 370?
This is like a 4 something,
410.
408, 4, I don't know. I'd have to look it up. They have it, but it's 4 something because they tried to make the NA cars a little more
A little peppy.
snappy.
Yeah.
Because they were like, well, this thing's awful to drive. What do we do? So yeah. That's what they did. And I mean, in their defense, with a manual transmission,
it's not bad.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it's not some, 800 horsepower thing.
No, it's not a monster, but it's not bad.
No, but I mean, you kind of pull out and you can like get it going a little sideways and stuff, and it's
you trip the tires.
It's got a shimmy to it. It feels responsive, I guess, which is really all you're asking for. But yeah, so rear end, who knows? But it was something that's going to change anyway. So
yeah,
and we need to do the bushings so that there's 4 of them to properly support it. Which I'll probably get those like strong flex bushings like I have on the front lower control arms. Probably just do that and then see how that does. And with the new gear ratio, I'll actually be able to like cruise in it instead of being at like 4 grand at 70 miles an hour. So, so that'll be cool. And then the other part is that we're going to be the whole show that I've been working up to, going to Sound Performance on the June 17th. The 10th of June, we're getting together. One of our buddies, Alex, he's coming up, and Joel, they're going to come help me with detailing this thing. This has not been washed in 2 years. I don't know. It is looking extra crusty. I mean, look at this dust. Woo! Yeah, it looks bad. I know in these videos it probably looks like okay.
Yeah.
It's
in person it's bad.
It's real bad. And it has been neglected, but that's kind of my MO is like I am a big function over form person. So if it's not in the way that I want it mechanically, I'm sort of like,
yeah, who cares about the rest?
Yeah, well, and I mean, it's not that I don't care, but it's that.
Well, it's just
not where it's at yet,
Yeah, right.
Like that's the hard part I have with like making the outside look super nice and like putting wheels on it and stuff when it's still an NA car. First question I got asked, rolled up, showed one of my friends this. They were hanging outside of a bar. Dude's like, "It's turbo, right?" I was like, literally drove the car for 1 day.
Damn it.
1 day. I was like, how do I answer this question? I mean, I'm still having fun, okay? Yeah. What is your Supra turbo?
Yeah, right.
I'm just kidding.
You just have to keep saying not yet.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
You say almost.
I don't know. But
is it turbo? Almost.
So yeah, next time you see us, we're gonna work on detailing this, finally giving it like a real clean since I've even bought it. I mean, I've cleaned it up, but never to this level. So we're gonna, do some polishing, make stuff look nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it like that, to be honest, because I've
Yeah, me too.
never seen it at that point. And it is a repaint, so I'm kind of curious as to, what that's gonna turn out like. But got to get it looking crispy for the show because there's going to be a bunch of different Supras there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm super excited for that because I want to see a lineup of like 20 Supras, even
That'd
if
be cool.
mine's the slowest one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
And I'd like to bring the Lexus there.
Yeah, so we got to get to work on that.
We got to get that done too.
Like right now.
Yeah.
So
Let's go.
we'll see you in the next video. Bye. Yeah. We're gonna have like those spiders come out of there, whatever those. What are they called?
Huntsman.
Huntsmans.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I've thought about that numerous times, laying under this thing, thinking,
Yeah. What if one made it?
what,
made it on the boat?
what if some freak like
Yeah.
egg, like alien style thing has happened
Yeah.
here where we've transported it? Unfortunately, haven't gotten to that point.
Yeah, haven't come across that yet.
Yeah, so we've dug pretty deep too, but we'll see with the engine, I guess.
Yeah.
You probably like the warmth.
Yeah. It's in the cylinders.
God,
It's hiding out.
That's a nightmare.
Dodging the valves as it runs.
Ugh. Still alive with the heat.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,